Former British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has now joined Goldman Sachs as senior advisor, going back in a sense to where he started from. Sunak had worked at Goldman Sachs as an analyst, that was from 2001 to 2004, before eventually launching into a political career. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon said in an announcement on Tuesday that Sunak will advise clients globally on a range of important topics and share his perspectives and insights on the macroeconomic and geopolitical landscape. So the broad sweep consultation, not the nuts and bolts of financing. Sunak is being asked to bring his experience as Prime Minister into play more than any revival from his earlier spells as a finance man. Sunak was Prime Minister between October 2022 and July 2024. He was before that Chancellor of the Exchequer, as the Finance Minister of Britain is called. Through that stretch as Chancellor, from 2020 to 2022, Sunak guided Britain through the challenges of handling a COVID-hit economy. He introduced the furlough scheme that was in line with similar schemes introduced in most developed countries, and to that he added some of his own unique contributions that proved far more controversial, such as the Eat Out to Help Out scheme. That scheme cost the government $1 billion, but it led to social mingling that is widely believed to have been a factor in the second COVID wave that hit Britain. Sunak was appointed Chancellor by former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who he later ousted and replaced. Sunak never really was elected to that position either by the people or by his party. He had lost his party race for Prime Ministership to Liz Truss, whose brief tenure as Prime Minister ended after she launched some serious financial misadventures. Conservative MPs, exhausted by upheaval, then got together to elect Sunak Prime Minister. Sunak called the general election in July last year, and that was well before he needed to. A clearly mistimed move that led the Conservatives to one of their heaviest defeats ever to the Labour Party. Sunak's financial record really is nothing to write home about. He had remained fairly undistinguished through the course of his first stint at Goldman Sachs as a fairly junior person there, and then through his partnership at two hedge funds later. Following that, he was made director in an investment firm run by his celebrated father-in-law Narayan Murthy of Infosys, and that was between 2013 and 2015. Past that, Sunak entered politics and he contested for the parliamentary election from Richmond North, one of the safest seats in the country for a Conservative candidate, and he has represented that constituency in Parliament since then. But it's his political career that has now brought his new spell again back in the financial world.